Hey all, and welcome to day 29 of our 31 Days of Shadow Work series. My name is Kendra, and I'm super excited to have you continuing and wrapping up the series with me. So we're on our fifth and final week, 3 days of the series where we'll be discussing cultural generational healing and moving forward. So each day we're diving into a brand new prompt that is designed to help you explore your shadows and enhance your healing journey. So today's prompt is all about generational traumas and patterns. Remember, this is a safe space for self-discovery. So take your time and be gentle with yourself. Let's get into it. Today's prompt is, what generational traumas or family patterns have impacted you most? So I felt like it only made sense to wrap this series up by talking about the generational and family cultural pattern, because y'all know I'm really big on the idea that how you were raised impacts your current belief systems. I love this question because a lot of your beliefs about loves come from your generational trauma or come from your family patterns. A lot of your beliefs about your career, about work, about friendships, about community comes from how you were raised. It comes from the patterns you saw in your family. It comes from the belief systems that were ingrained in you from your family. A lot of times when we're talking about like black sheeps, the black sheep concept, in my opinion, comes from this idea that there is someone in the family that is rejecting what is considered the norm of the family, and that's how they become the black sheep. So for me, I would say the family patterns that have impacted me the most was like the lack of marriages and romance and like romantic love that I saw growing up, because no one in my family gets married for real. Like my dad is married. This is his second marriage. And I love my stepmom. So my dad has been married twice. My aunt has been married just almost my whole life. I think I went to her wedding when I was like 5, 6. I honestly can't remember, but I was very young. I remember not having to go to school that day, so I was very excited to go to her wedding. But I haven't been to that many weddings. I think I've honestly only been to my aunt's wedding, and my dad didn't have a wedding. They did a reception. So they got married at the courthouse, and then they did a reception. So it was a big party afterwards, but they didn't do a wedding. So I honestly feel like I've only been to one wedding in my lifetime. And I think that has impacted me because growing up, I really truly desired getting married. That desire was so intense and deep within me that I was like accepting, and I was staying in relationships longer than I should have stayed, just for the sake of and for the goal and purpose of getting married, because that's not something anybody in my family was doing, or even to this day is still doing. Like my sister is married, but she didn't have a wedding. Like we didn't go to a wedding or anything like that. I would say that's the family pattern that has impacted me the most, because it took a lot of unlearning, really release the obsession of getting married. Because when you are super obsessed with finding a husband as a woman, you make every man your husband, and that's not the case. If the idea is that you're only going to get married one time because that one person is going to be your life partner, like, then every man is not your husband. I had to unlearn that belief system that if I'm spending time with this man, in the end, he has to become my husband, because getting married is a lot of work. The process to get married is a lot of work. It's going to take years. It's going to take time. It's going to be an experience that involves a lot of learning about myself and a lot of learning about my partner. And there are so many things that have to happen before marriage. And so accepting that has definitely helped me become more realistic about what my goal is when it comes to marriage and romantic relationships. Definitely the family pattern that's impacted me the most, because not seeing people get married, not seeing, engagement parties. Like in our family, we have a lot of baby showers. Like there are hella baby showers. I've had a baby shower and I've never been married. My mom has 5 kids, and my mom has never been married, but she has 5 kids. Not to say she hasn't turned down, rings. Not to say she has not, because the women in my family are very like strong-minded women. Like they're very independent women, because that's how they've had to be. That's how my grandma had to be. That's how my mom, aunts had to be. And then we're in a life they've built that has been the family pattern for so long that that's how I am. That's how my siblings have to be. Like we have to be more independent and more and have the capacity to take care of ourselves. So I want you to ask yourself, what generational traumas or family patterns have impacted you the most? And if you are participating in the series, use the hashtag 31 Days of Shadow Work and tag me at Kendra Ware. And we are going to continue and wrap this up, y'all. We got 2 more days. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 30.